Did you know that women utilize powers when having a baby? Not superpowers, mind you, but they are pretty darn close. You may be asking yourselves, what does this have to do with me? Well, I can guarantee you, all of you are here because you were born. Thank your mothers. And many of you will go on to have children of your own. You may be asking yourselves, what does he know about labor? He is a man after all. I may not have experienced childbirth firsthand, but my wife and I have 6 children, so I'm fairly familiar with the ins and outs. The first stage of labor includes the latent, active, and transitional phases. The second stage of labor is marked by a complete dilation with the end and the birth of the baby. The third stage ends with the delivery of the placenta. The first stage of labor is hands down the longest stage and is composed of 3 separate phases of latent, active, and transitional phases, which each lasting various lengths depending on the individual. This stage has help from both the primary and secondary powers of labor. According to Pelletrini's Maternal and Child Health Nursing, the latent phase is typically the longest and is marked by mild contractions and dilations from 0 to 3 centimeters. The active phase is marked by growing anxiety, increased intensity of duration of contractions, decreased ability to cope, and at this point, a lot of women get an epidural. Fetal descent and dilation between 4 to 7 centimeters. Transitional phase brings with an increase in anxiety for the mother and the father, intense contractions, and the mom is restless and tired as the cervix reaches 8 to 10 centimeters. Now it is time to really get the show moving right along, and we moved into the second stage. Now we are ready to have a baby and moving into the second stage of labor with help from the secondary powers aiding with contractions becoming more expulsive. According to the text, this stage begins with a complete dilation and ends with the birth of a baby. This stage should be complete in about 3 hours after the start, but obviously varies from person to person, and sometimes can go quite quickly, so you shouldn't run out and get a cup of coffee at this point. Considering all the work the mother has already completed, and how exhausting bringing forth a new life, you think she would be finished, but not quite. We have one more phase to visit. Our last phase begins with the birth of the baby and the delivery of the placenta. This stage, for the most part, is painful and fairly quick in comparison to the earlier stages, but mom will endure up to 500 milliliters of blood loss in an average delivery. Now you know the process women can endure to bring the new life into the world. In conclusion, the process of labor is just as the title would lead one to believe, extremely hard and exhausting work, with the exception of the surrogates done for free. Women must go through massive body changes and endure pain and exhaustion throughout all 3 stages of labor. Each stage is fought with its own unique challenges for mom to overcome. I hope this gives you all a new perspective, and I suggest you go out and buy your moms, wives, and grandmothers some shiny new jewelry and a steak dinner and thank them for all they have done. Thank you.
All right, guys.